What's up guys, Coach RAC here with Headbanger Sports. I'm going to be telling you guys today a bunch of things that I did not realize were going to happen as a freshman in college. Here's a bunch of things that I didn't expect that I think you should look forward to and expect if you're going to be playing college baseball at any point in time. I wish someone had this conversation with me, so I'm having the conversation with you now. So, first of all, you have to understand you have to be on time to absolutely everything. And I know this might sound like a given, but if you play college baseball, you have to be on time. They are very adamant about that at every single school. I can tell you in 4 years, I was never late once. I'm late to things all the time in real life, but in college baseball, I was on time to everything. On time to weights, on time to practice. You get there 15 minutes early, no exceptions. Always, all 4 years. Yeah, that's just the way that it has to be. Otherwise, it's not just you that pay the price, it's gonna be your teammates that pay the price, because there's almost always team punishments, even if one guy is late by 1 minute. So that's something you need to keep in mind. If you're gonna play college baseball, you have to be on time to everything. Second thing I didn't know, not all colleges provide a meal plan. Especially not with baseball. Baseball scholarships are very small and often do not include meals. So that was something I had to learn was, okay, I'm staying in an apartment off campus. I have to take care of my own food. I have to cook most of my meals. I have to meal prep. So that's something you should look forward to. If you play college baseball, you're gonna have to start learning how to cook and you're gonna have to start learning how to meal prep for yourself, okay? That's another thing that I learned. Now the third thing that I learned is along these same lines. When you go to college and you're on your own, especially if you're far away from home, you're gonna have to learn how to do a lot of basic things around the house that you might not have had to do growing up. Now, luckily for me, I had to do a lot of these things growing up. My parents raised me in such a way where I had to, so I was fortunate enough to be, to have this, but a lot of my roommates didn't necessarily have this experience. For instance, doing laundry, vacuuming the room, mowing the lawn, that kind of stuff. Not everyone knows how to do that going into college, unfortunately, and I noticed a lot of people on my team and even just other college students who didn't do any of this stuff growing up, and then they got to college and it was a disaster and their roommates had a problem with them. It was a whole thing. So you're gonna have to learn how to cook, you're gonna have to learn how to clean, and that's something that you're gonna have to fit into your schedule in addition to your homework, in addition to your stuff on the field, in addition to maintaining friendships and all of that good stuff. So those are three things to keep in mind. Number 4 is something that comes on the field and something I wasn't ready for, and this is very specific, but in the locker room, you are going to be with guys all the time. And at least for me, I had never showered in front of other people before, but you get to college and it's like, you gotta go straight from weights to class and you have to shower after weights. So there's one giant room with a bunch of shower heads and you just gotta go in and shower with a bunch of dudes. Something I wasn't ready for, so bring a pair of flip-flops, and that's just something you're gonna have to get comfortable with, and something you may not have to do in high school. The whole locker room dynamic is different with every school, but that's something to expect. Now, number 5 is something a little bit more niche, but something that you almost for sure will experience when going into college, something I had never heard of before. But something is called Kangaroo Court. Now, if you know what you probably don't know what Kangaroo Court is, so let me explain. Kangaroo Court is where players can fine other players for doing things. For instance, let's say a player left their glove out on the field and one of their teammates had to go pick it up. Let's say Johnny left his glove out. Then I would go write a note and say, fine Johnny $1 for leaving his glove out. And I put that in the Kangaroo Court box, okay? And once a month, the team will go through that Kangaroo Court box, read off the fines. They'll have an opportunity to defend their case and say, oh, I didn't leave my glove out, actually, that was someone else, or whatever. And then otherwise they pay the fine, and you know, that money is usually used to go have a team outing, dinner, party, whatever. So that's something random, but apparently is something with virtually every college team that I was not ready for. Number 6, another thing, team karaoke. You better warm up those vocal pipes, because if you go play college baseball, you likely will have to sing karaoke in front of the whole team at some point. Now, there is no formal hazing at new schools. It's not allowed, actually. But that being said, there's always some team traditions that you're likely gonna have to take part of. So if you're gonna go play college baseball, just know you're gonna have to get out of your comfort zone. There's always those traditions like team karaoke or Kangaroo Court that you're gonna have to partake in if you want to fit into the team culture. So that was another thing that I was not expecting. Now, the seventh thing, I think we're just going down the line here. Number 7 is, as far as gear goes, you don't get gear immediately upon signing. That was something I didn't know. Like, when I signed to UC Riverside, I was like, sweet, I can't wait to get all these shirts and shoes and all this stuff so I can start repping UC Riverside. And within 1 month into practice time, like, I didn't even have my stuff yet. Like, a lot of, like, whether it was a glove, whether it was a bat, all that stuff came in the spring. So in the fall, I was just using my own stuff. And when I first signed, the only way that I was gonna wear a UCR shirt is if I went into the team store and actually bought it myself. For some reason, I was always under the impression that once you signed to some big name school, they just give you a ton of stuff. And maybe that's sometimes the case, but in my case, that wasn't it. I had to go to the team store and actually buy my own gear. So while a lot of universities and a lot of colleges give you a lot of gear to play college baseball for them, you might not get it right away. So just be on the lookout for that. Okay, number 8, the final thing to keep in mind is that you have to keep your grades up. Now, you've probably heard this before, but if your grades drop below a 2.0, some schools have their own requirements like a 2.5. If that's your GPA, then you're not going to be able to play, no matter how good you played in the fall. You might be slotted to be the 3 hitter, you might be slotted to be playing shortstop, and that's all going to be taken away if you don't have the grades to make the cut. So those are all things that I wish someone told me going into college. So those are some things to expect if you're going to play college baseball. And as always, I'm Coach RAC with Headbanger Sports, and we'll be seeing you guys next week.